Hello everybody, Obadiah Cole here. Today I got something very, very important and very valuable for you. A building block of many other tools that will be very useful for a whole lot of things for you in the future. Right now I'm talking about visualization. I would like to start with a little task for you to do. In a couple moments I am going to put a picture up on the screen. And I am going to ask you to find as many words as you can in that picture. Now, you have about 5 seconds to do this, so by the time of me finishing the sentence, your time will probably already be up. Think about how many words you found. Maybe you found 1, maybe you found 2, maybe you found like 18. The thing about it is that there are no actual written words in this image. Instead, all the words that make it up are found in what the image is. Let's take a look back at it. You can see in the top left corner, there's this yellow ball, and you might think of that as the sun. There's one word right there. Then there's this person there holding what looks like a red ball. That's 6 more words right there. On their face, there's an expression. They look either like sad or scared. With the positioning of their arm, they look like maybe they're gonna throw that red ball thing into that green trash can over there. That's 20 or 30 something more words there. Each part of this image is made up of a collection of words that describe each part of that image. The power here, and the thing that's very well shown by this image here, is how many words make up this image. And what visualizing will be able to let you do is to turn the words into the image. You'll have sentences, paragraphs, pages that you can turn into either a single image or a series of images that have some way of helping you to remember and even understand what you're reading better. What I'd like to do now is give you a starting point of how to practice and learn this skill. Now, you probably already have it. You're probably able to do it to some degree. You can picture things in your head most likely, unless you actually have a condition called aphantasia, which is the inability to visualize things. Don't diagnose yourself with that unless you are a trained professional. Otherwise, if you think you have it, go ahead and see a trained professional and they'll help you out with that. Well, they'll let you know. But for everyone else at least, the best and most agreed starting point is to start with something simple. The simple thing to start out with is just a color. So right now, go ahead and pick a color, any color, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, orange, or if you're bad at making decisions or you don't like making them really, then go ahead and just go with like a dark red, like maroon kind of color. Start out with that. Go ahead and close your eyes. And you have kind of this void that you have in your head. I would like you to completely fill that void with just that color. If you're going with that red, then go ahead and visualize that dark red, that maroon kind of color. Make it fill up everywhere in your head that you can see. This may be something that's easy for you, it might be hard for you. Either way, if it's difficult, then, that's good. You just know that you got to keep practicing that. You keep working at it and you'll get better. If it's easy for you, then go and move on to the next steps. This, as well as any practice with visualization, can be paired with meditation as a very useful kind of catalyst for giving you a little boost in this whole visualization thing. And if you don't know how to meditate, it's actually not that hard. Go ahead, look it up, maybe click the iCard thing if I have one up. Otherwise, if you do know how to meditate, then it's pretty simple. You just have that image as your focus, as the base of it. The very important thing about this is you can start with just a little bit, just like a minute. That should be enough. It's at least better than nothing. But make sure that you do it consistently. Make sure that you practice it. Just do it once a day. Just a single minute in a whole day. And pretty soon that will add up and you'll have that practice and you will slowly and you will slowly but surely get better. Once you are able to get that color confidently, then make it a little bit more complicated. Make it so that you're visualizing that color in a shape. Maybe you could picture in your head the image of a red square and just focus on that till you get that down. And once you do get it down, the next point that most experts generally suggest is picture a small object in your head, something like an apple or a candle or a brick. Start to fill in the details of it. Picture the texture of the brick, the roughness of it, all those little bumps in it. Or with the apple, there might be kind of this shine, the reflection of some light somewhere. With the candle, there's the whole flickering thing going on with the flame. The wax melting. Just add on little details more and more as you practice more. So then that way it'll be something more complicated, more complex with each time you practice, and that way you'll be constantly improving your skill with it. If you want a jumping in over your head kind of challenge, then what you can do is you can find or take a picture, take a look at it, a few seconds, and then put it away, close your eyes, and try to picture that picture in your head. Try to get as many details right as you can. Try to recall the tiniest little wrinkle in a sleeve, or the slightest curvature change on a blade of grass that there might be. If you're able to get every single detail of that picture right, that's really amazing. If not, then just keep going. Keep practicing, because eventually you can get to that point where you could just see something and just be kind of like, hey, this is exactly what this looks like. That's actually the idea behind photographic memory. People are just kind of like, click, and they remember exactly everything that they saw in whatever given moment of time. And actually, if you would like a little Marvel reference, then that's actually how Doctor Strange described his studying. He said that he had a photographic memory, something that allowed him to study and get both his master's and his PhD at the same time. To begin applying this to helping you to remember things, you're going to want to start by assigning different words to having different images. For example, you might think of the word chicken as an image of a chicken, or the word parrot as a parrot. Or you can go with something less direct, more representational. For example, love being represented by a heart. Then, once you have those words, you can start to form them into sentences, which, if you come across words you don't know, go ahead and think of an image right there on the spot. If you don't know a word, an image for municipal, go ahead and just think, all right, what does municipal mean? Think of an image. Pretty soon you'll have an image for just about every single word you come across, whether it's very direct and simple like chicken, or if it's something more abstract and representational like love. You can begin to string those things into sentences. For example, you could image a chicken, and that chicken is flapping its wings trying to fly, but it can't. And inside of that chicken, it has its heart because of its love for the idea of flying. But because it can't, that heart is actually breaking. And that even adds emotion to it as well. That image there forms a little story. It has all those words that are used to describe it. However many words I used there would be turned into 4 simple things. The chicken trying to fly and the heart breaking. And that could even be considered as 2 things. It's just 2 objects doing one action each. In total it's 4, but you can actually just think of it as 2. And you can even potentially just think of it as 1, because it's the chicken and its heart. So that's even more kind of consolidation and compression of that thought, of that idea, of that now memory. This is something that I'm actually going to talk about more in depth in future videos, applying this visualization to memory and making memory more effective and efficient in terms of long-term storage. This video is more intended for introducing the idea of visualization as a skill in the memory tool set, as well as a few other applications that it might have as well, and explaining the importance and power of visualization in terms of how it can consolidate information, make it much easier to store that information without having to think about huge, weird, long blocks of text or information that doesn't necessarily always flow the best. Now, I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go ahead and leave a like. If you have any questions or thoughts or any suggestions for future stuff you're interested in, go ahead and leave a comment below. I am glad to have you here, and I hope you have a really great day. Bye.